Okay, so there is some confusion between grace and accountability. All right, a lot of people don't understand, or it takes a lot of people a while to understand. And even once you do understand, you still need to understand more and more. All right, and it talks about a lot about this in Romans chapters 6 through 8. So I would recommend you read that rather than listening to me ramble. But because you have people on different sides. You got some people who are all about, we got to follow this rule and that rule, this rule and that rule, and they're trying to make their lives perfect, and it's never going to be perfect. All right. And you have other people who are just, you've gone all in on grace, which is great. We need God's grace, but you're not really doing anything other than that. Right? You're not trying. And in general, I feel like it bothers people that you could be a monster like Bill Cosby, but then receive Christ, become a Christian, and still go to heaven, which is possible, right? And I think it's because we have this kind of idea of like this human construct of a works mentality, right? So you reap what you sow, which is actually biblical, but that's a whole different context. But whatever, we have this mentality of, if I do good things, I should get good things. If I do bad things, then there's punishment waiting. People do bad things, they should be punished. Problem is, the punishment, the revenge, and all that kind of stuff, that's with the cross. That's on the cross. Jesus paid for all that, right? And all the good stuff, that's within that resurrection life of Christ. And it can be hard to process that. I know it can be. We want people to be held accountable, but it's not really, I feel like the work system is also flawed, because no matter how good you are, how good you think you are, the bad is always going to outweigh the good in the end. It doesn't matter who you are, because God is looking at sin like he's not weighing that. With God, all sin weighs the same. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a sin of omission. Something that you were supposed to do, you didn't do. Something you were supposed to say, you didn't say. If you were worrying, if you were in unbelief, these are sins, right? If you gossip, sin. So all the sin is always going to outweigh the good. But it's not about that. See, the work system is flawed. God's saying, everybody come in. Everybody come on in. The best way I can say this, perhaps it'll help you. We got to turn to Uncle Ben. That's right, Uncle Ben. Not, if you're of a certain age, you'll think of the Rice Dude, not the Rice Dude. Spider-Man, Uncle Ben. That's right, Spider-Man. What did he say? With great power comes great responsibility. That's true. It's kind of like what this is, right? It's kind of like God has given you the gift of being bitten by a radioactive spider. And now you got these superpowers. All right? What are you going to do with the superpowers? All right, you could live for yourself and just kind of shoot web all over the place, helping nobody. Or you begin the journey of being a hero and you grow, right? So you kind of have to have both, right? So it's not just about doing what you think you need to do, because you need the Spider-Man powers, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing without Spider-Man powers. And if all you have is just the power, but you don't do anything with it, also doesn't matter, Another part to it is that God transformed us. That's why I don't like calling Christianity a religion. It's more a relationship, because then it's in that relationship that I grow. I stopped trying to be good a long time ago. All right, but fixing my eyes on Christ, as the Bible says, and I'm following Him. And in that journey, in that relationship, that's what's transforming me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just getting bitten by the spider. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that journey of becoming a hero. That's what's up. All right. With great power comes great responsibility. All right. So if Christ gives you this gift, you got to walk with it. That's what it is. So it's both those things. It's grace and the accountability. But if you lean too heavily on the accountability part, you are forsaking the grace of God, which we sorely need. And if you go too far with the grace, which seems weird to go too far with grace, but what I mean by that is to not do anything and just expect that God's just going to drag you along without you doing anything. Or as we see with Jesus and his disciples, it's just not how it goes, right? Disciples couldn't just stay home and let Jesus do, whatever, do everything. You know what I'm saying? The disciples had to come along with Jesus and grow. Hopefully, you understood something in the midst of all that rambling. Like I said, Romans chapter 6 through chapter 8. So let's take that to heart. Grace. Jesus paid the penalty for all the accountability, so we walk with him. Let's please God in this way. It's kind of like his grace is laying hold of me and pulling me. And I'm saying yes, right? God takes a hold of me and pulls me. And I say yes. So do that. We'll please God and make Uncle Ben happy. Peace.